Hello Mavericks, it's Sabrina, and today I want to talk to you about the journey. And the journey I'm talking about is your journey. The journey that you've chosen to make by investing time, energy, and intention in your personal growth. This journey is not going to be easy, but it is more simple than you could ever expect. A lot of people will never even start this journey. They'll have every excuse in the world. They'll have every disadvantage in the world. They'll have all the reasons why it was never the right time for them to invest time and energy in themselves. And the truth is, they're right. Because you co-create your reality. And what I mean by co-creating is that whatever you believe to be true, your brain will work hard to make sure that everything you do, everything you think, everything you pursue makes what you believe to be true, true. So for example, if I tell myself I'm not a good public speaker, my brain will actively work to make sure I'm not a good public speaker. Because the human mind always wants to be right. So, if I'm invited to a speaking engagement, or I'm invited to give a toast in front of friends, or I'm simply giving a presentation in a class, if I have already put time and energy into convincing myself that I'm not a good public speaker, when I get up to speak, my brain will remind me of that constantly. It will whisper in your ears, you're not a good public speaker. Are you ready? Because you're not a good public speaker. Hold your notes because you're not a good public speaker. And that will reflect in everything you do, and the way you prep your face, and the way you set up your microphone, and the tone of your voice. And remember that the mind is the most powerful muscle in the entire human body. So it will also have an influence on your body. If you feel your muscles get tight, if you feel your body start to shake, it's all putting energy into creating that reality that you have already chosen to believe for yourself. So your muscles will say, get tight because you're not a good public speaker. Your body will shake and sweat because you're not a good public speaker. You might even start to feel a little bit faint because your body is reacting to the fact that you've already told yourself you're not a good public speaker. And this is the power of the mind. This is the power of co-creating your own reality. But here's the thing. Once you know that, once you acknowledge the fact that you have this incredible tool, this incredible superpower at your disposal, you can also choose to co-create a reality where you are the most powerful being in the universe. Your universe. Where you are the most influential being in your universe. Where you are the most highly respected, world-renowned creature in your universe. And you have the power to create that reality. You have the power to make that true for yourself. Because wherever you invest, your investment will grow. So I want you to think about the time and energy that one might put into telling themselves that they're not a good public speaker. But I also want you to think about the time and energy that you could be putting into convincing yourself that you are a good public speaker, that you have important things to say, that the world deserves to share in your knowledge, that the world deserves to share in your talents, and that there are people out there who will understand and appreciate the gift you have to offer to the world. And that is a powerful truth to create for yourself. And the truth is, this is not hippy-dippy mumbo-jumbo. This is true, and we see it every day. I want you to think about someone you know who thinks that they are the most powerful being in their universe. Someone who thinks that they are the most important person with all the most important things to say, and that everybody needs to hear what they're thinking. Oh yes, you've thought of that person. And tell me, is it true? Take a moment. Really think about it. Is it true to that person? And that's what co-creation can do. When you put time and energy into feeding your goals, feeding what makes you feel powerful, strong, appreciated, important, that's what will grow. That's what will begin to give you strength like you've never had, confidence like you've never had, courage like you've never known before. But it's up to you to create that reality for yourself. And you can do it because you've done it before. I want you to take a moment and think about a time in your life when you created a reality for yourself that was based upon your own power. A time when you might have been struggling with something. You might have been struggling to get started on a project, struggling to finish a project, struggling to talk to a special someone, struggling to get yourself out of a bad situation. But if you're here now, that means that you've made strides. That means that you've moved yourself forward past the point of struggle and helplessness into a reality where you know that with the right tools, you can make it happen. And that's the reality that we're here to cultivate. That is the tool that we are here to sharpen. And your mind is the most powerful source and powerful force in your universe today. So I want you to remember that when you feel stressed out, when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel helpless, you have to fall back on your tools. Fall back on that source of strength that has gotten you to where you are today. Because for every lesson that you've learned, every hard-fought lesson that you've learned, it's led you to where you are today. And whether the result is being proud of yourself or knowing that it's time to make a change in your life, you've come to where you are today, and that means you can go further still. So make today a time to go further still.